To introduce our guest speaker. Trish Smith is a certified medium, certified healer, and certified teacher here in Cassadaga. She's been here for quite a while. Sorry, Trish. Quite a while. She's always very uplifting. She has a voice of the sweetest mother that I've ever heard, and I'm just very honored to be able to chair for her today. So please help me in welcoming Trish to the platform. Do you want me to put that up? Is that going to bother you?
That's good. It's been many years since I've done a Sunday here. At this podium, anyway. And I can't tell you how thrilled I am. I used to, many, many years ago, with my friend over there, Anita, we spent many hours at this podium. And it was like we were a tag team, and I hope someday we'll do that again. Today is Palm Sunday, and first thing I started thinking about Palm Sunday is how there's a lot of signs with Palm Sunday. First thing I thought of signs is a song back in the 70s, signs everywhere, signs, and then I'm going, no. These are subtle signs that if we're paying attention, we may see sequential numbers or repeated numbers. Those are angel numbers, and they all have meanings. Or we may see animals in unusual groupings. Several years ago, where Lewis and Marie Gates lived now, I lived there many years ago. And you're right, I've been here for a lot of years. I was drawn to sit outside one night. I'm going, okay. I went out and sat on the steps. Within about 2 minutes, an owl flew down and landed in front of me. I'm going, that's odd. So I asked the owl if it had anything to say. Kind of winked at me, cocked its head, and then just stared. And I heard wisdom. I'm going, okay. So then it took off. Not a minute later, this huge raccoon comes up, sits in the same spot the owl was at, looks at me. And I'm going, okay, this is message night. And the raccoon does basically the same thing. I'm going, okay, do you have a message for me, grandfather? I figured that big he had to be a grandfather. And I can't remember what his message was. Then he leaves. Again, within a minute, now a deer comes up. And I'm going, okay, there's things that the universe is trying to get me to focus on. So I better pay attention. Because there is no coincidences, it's synchronicity. So the deer comes up, same thing, same spot, except I got kindness and gentleness. And I'm going, okay, I've been studying a lot. Maybe I haven't been as gentle as I could be. Maybe I'm a little too rushed. And maybe that's what I need to focus on. So I contemplated that, and I made a concerted effort. Because again, there's no coincidences. If you're paying attention, the universe will give you messages. So I felt very blessed. There was no further animals, so after a few minutes I went back in. But going back to synchronicities, Jamie had no idea what I was going to talk about today.
I never do.
So I'm going, okay, all week long the universe has been giving me messages, and that never happens. When my guides have me speak it's always channeled. They know everything I've read, everything I've done. And they'll give me a word or a phrase or a feeling, and that's how I lecture or any kind of speaking. But all week long, they were giving me little nudges here and there. And I'm going, oh, okay. They're giving me some instruction. I love that. I love teaching, and I love being taught. And it goes right with, this is a number 9 year. Endings and new beginnings. So they're trying something new with me. So also, for the past year that I know of, there's been more portals and planetary alignments, just like you were talking about. And it goes right in, nice little segue. And that's one thing that the universe is teaching us as well. It's clearing out some of the lower vibrations and bringing in higher vibrations by using these planetary alignments, portals, solar storms, because they're all unusual. Like today, Venus goes direct, and it's got the pink full moon at perigee, so that makes it so much stronger, and it means more love is coming in. And we're talking divine love, because that's something that everyone should strive for, because that benefits everyone. So, being Palm Sunday, many, many, many years ago, I was a Sunday school teacher. And I used to pretty much know the Bible. But I hadn't read anything about Palm Sunday in many years. So I'm going, okay, better brush up on it. First thing I noticed is Zechariah 9:9 is the prophet mentioning the Messiah coming in on Palm Sunday, leaving Palestine where his ministry was, going into Jerusalem. I'm going, Zechariah 9:9. It's a 9-year, 9, which I'm going to read because I was guided to. Completion, but not finality. Ushering transition and transformation. Humanitarian, compassion towards creating the greatest good and understanding of others. So then I'm going 9:9, and if you add 9 and 9, it's 18, which is another 9, which becomes 27 when you have 3 9s. Each time it adds to another, it makes it stronger. And with 9, the two components of 9 always equal 9, so that goes on into infinity. I'm going, makes sense. The Messiah would go on through infinity, right? Then I get a nudge, what's Zechariah? And I'm going, oh, okay. So I add up Zechariah. That's a 9. I'm going, oh, there really is a message here. First thing I thought was a Bible code, but I didn't really have time to read the Bible code and try and configure everything there. So I'm figuring they're giving me bits and pieces of it. Then I decided, okay, what book of the Bible is Zechariah? It's 38. 3:8, that's 11, which is a master number. 11 is the bringer of spiritual awareness and devout supporter of humankind. It's a higher source of wisdom, psychic, and the type of psychic that must use this ability to deliver cosmic truth that encourages humanity. Also, if you add 1 and 1, which you usually don't do with master numbers, you don't reduce them, but you recognize the vibration in the dual number. And 2 is harmony, empathy, and sensitivity. But since it's a master number 11, it's much deeper. Also, the 2 1s side by side, 1 is innovation and motivation, open to new things and eager to make a difference. Then if you add the 1 and 2 together, it's creative leader, active listener, and compassionate advisor. Also, 11 is 1 with the universe, open to spiritual truths and concepts. Doesn't that seem like something you'd want in a Messiah? All those components are all within that prophecy by Zechariah when you break it down. Also, who is Zechariah? Zechariah is the father of John the Baptist, who is the cousin of Jesus, the one that baptized Jesus. Jesus, or Yahweh, is an 888 number in numerology, which is victory over evil and symbolizes ethical and perfectionism. Back to signs. Those are all examples of signs. And every day we have the opportunity to pay attention. With all the cosmic changes that have been going on, I'm sure a lot of you have been getting a lot of signs because they're interacting with people with higher vibrations more than others at this time. So you may have been getting emotions that you thought about for issues that you thought were resolved, suddenly coming to the surface. And that's because the universe is trying to flush out the dross, so to speak, so you have room for the higher vibrations, the 5D energies, the energies of unity, compassion, cooperation, instead of the energies of misinformation, competition, greed, and despair. We're not supposed to be limited. Everything is love-based or fear-based, and love-based energies are unlimited. If we focus and allow ourselves to be balanced and open, then we have the opportunity to do anything. We have the capability to learn it. We have the opportunity to be free and escape the limitations. And that's what this year is about. It's to try and shake us up and let go of trying to control things that have been holding us back. Some of you know that years ago I was in an accident, and for 3 weeks every day I heard in ICU, "Give up, there's nothing we can do for you. You're allergic to pain meds. You are far more seriously damaged than we can put you back together at." But then the doctors would come to me later on and say, "What are you doing? You shouldn't be alive." And I said, "Well, I told you. You're trained in your area And my area is a higher authority. There are no limitations there. So where you say, no, there's obstacles that you can't overcome, I say, I can overcome anything. And I've showed you that. All you have to do is focus and allow it to happen. And that goes with if you're injured or if you're limited in learning something, or if you feel total despair in not being able to achieve what you're setting out to achieve. But what if you step back and you say, wait, I asked for help, but I'm not paying attention. Why don't I look at the signs? Wow, what's this feather next to me? Ah, that's an angel sign that they're with me. So why don't I believe that? And instead of being in fear, I can see that as a sign. Go ahead, you're on the right path, we got your back. And then I know, okay, divine time. Maybe I just needed to heal a little bit in some form or fashion, or wait for everything to get aligned so the door's going to open. When you do that, that's when the magic happens. Again, there's no coincidences. The universe is full of synchronicities when we pay attention. And I hope all of you pay attention, because there's really no place for fear. That just holds us back. That wastes our energy. And it's not as happy. You're going to be here for a while until it's your time to go. Why not live life rather than just exist? Wouldn't it be more enjoyable if you could smile every day and enjoy it with people that you love, instead of being afraid and stay in the house or limit yourself? Yes, there's times that you need to give the body a rest, and that's fine. That's why we have 7 days, one for rest. And if you can't rest that one day, you just make sure that you pace it out. It's showing respect for yourself and your body. And when you do that, you're also learning to respect others. See, I believe in the golden rule. And I believe that's the core of all our teachings. That if we treat others the way we want to be treated, that is cyclical. And that just keeps spreading and spreading and spreading, just like throwing a pebble in a pond. And that's what we want, isn't it? Don't we want more harmony and balance going out rather than divisionist or suspicions or hardships? And it all comes back to signs and understanding that we're not alone. So just pay attention to the signs. And I thank you.